COhatch is stepping outside of the Midwest, and we're heading to the Sunshine State. We're coming in with a bang, too, with plans to launch 4 locations in 4 different cities by the end of 2022. Follow along with us as we document this ambitious new expansion and see how COhatch takes on a Florida flair.
I'm Brian Sanders. I'm the market leader for our expansion in Florida. Part of how Florida works is because it's such a melting pot conglomerate. It's people from all over the place. There are Floridians, but most people who live in Florida are from somewhere else. You know, they still have their Yankees cap or their Cardinals cap or whatever. And maybe that's part of what makes this area rich and beautiful. And so it's somehow finding a way that those people can collaborate and know each other. I do think that's particularly useful and helpful in cosmopolitan, metropolitan areas. And COhatch is just, this is part of what attracted me to this COhatch approach and community and these people is that, you know, you have kind of world-class designers who are making spaces which are both beautiful but functional. You know, they're kind of playful but professional. They're unpretentious but stylish, you know. And in the end of the day, what makes a great co-working environment is the people. You have to design a beautiful, functional, extraordinary space where you want to go and it brings out the best in you. But then you have to fill it with extraordinary people that help to make each other better. This, I think, in the end, is what COhatch is trying to do. The 4 initial locations that we're starting with really represent what is extraordinary diversity within cities in this region, you know, this part of West Coast, Central Florida. So somewhere like Lakeland, which is almost like a booming, really growing town, but it still has that, no matter how big it grows, it still has that sort of small town feel to it. And the more I get to know the people that are working there and living there, the more I realize, oh, it really is a commitment that Lakeland people have to each other. And it's not just the way business is done, but it's sort of an ethos to the community. But I'd say it's probably just partly still a kind of a small town heart to a city like Lakeland. You know, St. Petersburg, of course, St. Petersburg is big, all the way from the beaches to the beach drive and the pier, and where we are now in this downtown location. You know, it's again growing, vibrant, but you know, St. Pete, particularly the downtown area, has this sort of arts edge, and it's a great place for music and for food and for visual art. So I'd say that also influences. Yes, business is done here, but it's done with an artistic flair or edge, and so I'd say that's a part of this part of St. Petersburg. You know, West Tampa, where we have placed ourselves, is actually one of the more historic parts, an original downtown of the city of Tampa, and a little bit neglected, that main street, which is where we'll be. And I think we're all very excited to bring life, to restore some of those buildings, and to be a part of a rejuvenating of that part of town, which is rich with a history of activism and all the way back from cigar making and Cuban community, you know, doing that craft to you know, Moses White and the story of that neighborhood, which in many ways is the story of Tampa all itself, Tampa as a whole. So we're really excited to be a part of that community, not to drop something in, but to build something which is a part of it. And then Tarpon Springs, which is unique in and of itself, completely unique, and it's of course the iconic relationship to the Greek community and the sponge docks, and you know, good food and a lot of history there too. And being in that little sort of downtown section of Tarpon, again, just feels like home at a little bit of a small town in a big city. And I think something about that also works for us, works for COhatch, this sort of dream of like a walkable life, you know, maybe that can't work out for everyone, but this hope that you could link together your work and your home and where your kids go to school and all of that kind of fitting into your life. And in many ways, the location in Tarpon is perfect for that, fits that hope.